Greetings Internet, DDA here, and welcome to another iteration of the Store Showdown series we have on Random Number Gaming. This time the conclusion of the JAF Store Showdown in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Featured, we have Logan, fresh off from his win of the Portal Store Showdown the day prior, facing off against Tom's Quinlin Tarkintown deck. Of course, Logan rocking his Han Green deck that he's been playing pretty much since the beginning of the game, and Tom on Quinlin, and he's been rocking Quinlin pretty much all of set 3. Now, I did plan on bringing Logan on here with me to commentate the video, but I'm going to say, fortunately, he recently had a newborn baby come into the world, so he was unable to make it and commentate this match for me. But he must be feeling on top of the world right now, being having a new child come into the world and just winning the Portal Store Showdown, being in the finals of the JAF Store Showdown. Congratulations, Logan. And we are set in to have an interesting match here now. Starting out with a Spark of Rebellion. Interesting play here, because Quinlin is known for playing the discard game himself, but it looks like Logan is going to be able to take away Quinlin's turn 1 play, which against an aggro deck is the play that you want to do. I find myself against the yellow decks always holding 2 turn 1 plays. To kind of alleviate such a situation where you're hedging all of your bets into one unit on turn 1. But we're going to see the Ezra followed up by the Falcon on the Han side, pushing in for 3 damage. Of course, Quinlin being on 25 HP allows Han to play very aggressively and potentially pushing in and playing the aggressor in this matchup. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure who... Quinlin is definitely going to have to take the role of the aggressor away from Han. But Han playing a turn ahead, this force throw should help. Because we're going to see the Tarkintown, I'm sure, and then Tom does have a red 3 in hand. Now, he could have did the Tarkintown there and just played the red 3 to get extra value out of the Ezra attack. Gonna ping the tech here, which is a good play. Yeah, actually, that might have been a better play, because he could have taken out the tech here. He could have Tarkintowned the Millennium Falcon, play the red 3, assuming that Logan still would have teched there. And then the Ezra would have did 4 damage to tech, being able to take him out. So just a little sequencing there. It is risky to go for the extra damage on the same turn that you play red 3, because your opponent can disrupt you. But having that slow play with Tarkintown, sometimes you can use it to your advantage. Now, going into the 5 resource turn, this is the double flip turn. Of course, Han able to flip on 5 with his power. So we actually didn't see the Tarkintown there, which has to be a mistake. Has to be a mistake by Tom there. The Tarkintown on the Millennium Falcon was definitely needed there to save the red 3. Unfortunate there. But gonna push in more damage here with tech, and then pinging the tech with the K2SO play now that Quinlin is on the field. K2SO, a great card against Han, of course, because it can discard a card from their hand. Han is going to follow up with the Ezra. I wonder if we're going to actually see the Han flip this turn, taking out the tech with Ezra. I wonder if we're going to see the Han flip this turn. It looks like Logan does have a Han unit in hand. He may be trying to slow play the Quinlin deck, but with the amount of damage that Logan has on the Tarkintown base already, I'm thinking that... Oh no, it does look like Logan did claim. He probably likes both the cards in his hand is the reason why he wanted to play a little bit more slowly there. But it's looking good for Tom. Despite giving up his red 3 to the Falcon, looking really good for Tom here, having 4 units on the board. Logan does have both a U-Wing and a Han unit in his hand, as well as a home 1. So we are getting to the point that that Han can start taking over the field with its superior units. So we are going to have to see what Logan does here. Going up to 7 resources, surely looking to play that U-Wing to refill his board. But we're going to see the Spark of Rebellion. Definitely the U-Wing is the pick here. Because Han, while a very powerful unit, yes, correct choice there by Tom. While Han unit is very powerful, it is only 1 unit, and Quinlin has a very commanding board right now. So it looks like Logan went to flip there, but then decided on playing the Han unit instead. Going to see where this damage goes. Wonder where it's going to go. Maybe into that... maybe into the K2, actually. Yeah, the K2 is the right play, because Logan has no hand right now, so he's kind of forcing the 3 damage, which is much more... Like, Han would much rather take 3 damage, at least at this point in the way that the game state is. At this point, he would much rather take 3 damage than discard a card. Which is probably why he wanted to play that card from his hand, just in case Quinlin had some form of discard. So flipping Han here, surely going to play a little bit controlling now on the Han side, now that Quinlin has such a large board. But it looks like Sabine and Ezra are in hand. We're going to see the Fleet Lieutenant for the Ezra attack. 5 in a base, pushing some pressure now on the Quinlin side. And then Han takes out Ezra. So Han, of course, playing the stronger units. Quinlin is sticking on 5 resource at this point. Still trying to use those pings and aggressive control-y playstyle that he has. Han is sitting at 15 damage on his base, and it looks like Quinlin is at 8, I want to say, or 9. Do apologize for the glare. It looks like Tom has a surprise strike in hand, thinking about resourcing. But not really necessary, because he can play a double play this turn regardless of having 5 or 6 resources. He does have that surprise strike in hand and the Fleet Lieutenant, so he has some options here. He could surprise strike Quinlin into Han unit. I think at this point he needs to be pushing base and trying to end the game. With Han at 15 damage and now at 8 resources, we're going to be seeing the home 1 pretty soon. So it looks like Han is actually at 14, not at 15. So it's a tough call here. Fleet Lieutenant coming down. Oh, actually a great play here by Tom. I did not see that line. That's a good play. You can trade the R2 for the Han leader there. But the only unfortunate thing I think is that I think Han might already be on 8 resources for that home 1. And if that's the case, then this match might be slipping away. We'll have to see. But Quinlin going to push in with the Fleet Lieutenant, push up in damage. Looks like not. Maybe I must be mistaken. Oh, where did that home one go? Oh, that's right. That's right. He must have resourced it. Right, because he had a very limited hand, of course. Gonna pitch the DJ. DJ not being as strong against Quinlin, of course, with his pinging effects and ability to push high numbers on the ground arena. It's fairly easy for him to answer DJ, so discard there. Searching for that late game. Gonna play the Sabine unit and then follow. Logan will follow up with the Echo-based Defender to put some defense on the board because he is getting up there in damage. It's 17 damage. And he does still have Han unit on the board, which is a commanding board presence card. We'll have to see if Tom is able to answer the Han unit. We're going to go Sabine into Echo-based Defender, clean 3 damage, take out that Sentinel. Now, unfortunately, Logan playing the control game, limiting the damage that's coming at him. But he'll take 3 damage from that Fleet Lieutenant. Modded Cohort will answer the rest of the board, but Falcon is coming out and surely will push in a little bit more damage. We are definitely in a base race now. And we will have to see what happens next. But we are going to see the Hotshot Blaster on R2 to push in more damage. Logan feels like he can push in damage now. Whoa, big numbers coming. Big 6 damage there in space with that Falcon. Getting Logan all the way up to 26. He just needs a little bit more damage over on the Quinlin side to end this game. Logan does have a commanding ground presence, though. With large numbers on the ground arena, he has 14 damage. And that is actually lethal. I think that is lethal. I think Quinlin is at 11 right now. So 14 would be lethal. So I think Logan knows that, and he is going to be pushing in now. He's actually at 12. So it is definitely lethal. And the Wing Leader. The Wing Leader. Unfortunate. Does he have anything else in his hand? Any options at all here? He's so close. He's going to be off by just a little bit. The Cassian, but saving the Han unit. Yep, and then there's the lethal, right. Just the action economy wasn't there. So going to Han Green in the first match here. The Tarkintown play on the second turn of the game was definitely significant. I do feel like that was a misplay. I'm sure Tom knows that as well. That could be the 1 damage he was missing. Swinging once with red 3 or just getting that +1 damage on one of Tom's units could be the 1 damage he was missing there to end the game. So sideboard's coming out. I always find it's very difficult to sideboard against Quinlin because he has this he's in this weird spot where he's an aggro deck. But he's also pretty darn controlly. Like, you could see him putting in pillages here. Taking out the R2 unit and putting in pillages. Little bit of a risky play here. I don't think Logan actually does this too much with his Han deck. But a play that I've often done with Han Green, or Han in general, is the turn 1 Leia Greedo. Turn 1 Leia Greedo is incredibly aggressive, and when you are facing off of against a 25 HP base, you know that you can push in super hard against them and potentially just end the game before they even get a chance to do anything. And of course, putting multiple units on the board is always the best way to combat Tarkintown. putting all of your stakes in a single unit. It's like playing an Ezra turn 1 may not be the best. But I think that's also why most Hans are running Liberated Slaves now to combat the Tarkintown decks. Because, of course, 1 damage ping and 3 damage is 4. So Liberated Slaves would get around the Tarkintown. So I think that is why, one of the reasons why many of the Han decks are running Liberated Slaves, although I don't think Logan is running Liberated Slaves right now. But definitely worthy to note here going into this game too. Just an interesting mirror between these two decks is like Han is a mid-range deck that plays in the late game but can play like an aggro deck. And Quinlin is a mid-range deck that plays like an aggro deck but can play a control-y game. It's like they're almost mirrored deck archetypes between the two. Of course, the Plo Koon is always looming in this matchup. Plo Koon being a clean answer on the Han deploy, of course, on the 5 turn. If you can get Coordinate off, the 6 damage, and Plo Koon survives. The 4 damage done by Han leader. So it looks like, I think Tom did side in Bamboozle. An okay sideboard against Han. I don't know if I would have sided in Bamboozle against Han. But potentially, could be the tempo that you need to swing the game. But it looks like, oh man, I don't think Tom had a turn 1 play there, which is just very unfortunate. Having Logan drop down the Sundari Peacekeeper, we probably won't see the Tarkintown here. Because it does not answer the Sundari. I think Logan actually brought in Sundari Peacekeeper from his sideboard. I don't think he plays it main. But of course, in this base damage race between these two decks, they both can play very aggressively. And that makes Sundari Peacekeeper just a great card. Plus the extra HP against the Tarkintown. For example, we could have seen the Tarkintown there. But instead, Tom is going to have to take out the Echo-based Defender with his Ezra. And leave that Sundari Peacekeeper up. But the red 3 here is going to get the Sundari in Tarkintown range. So that will definitely help slow the healing and damage push that Logan is doing right now. Spark of Rebellion and Pillage on the Quinlan side. We are going to see the Tarkintown on the Sundari Peacekeeper, of course. Yeah, one of the things that is sometimes unfortunate about Quinlan, we saw that in the last turn, doing off-curve plays in order to get the ping. Definitely the right call there. But just unfortunate that you have to play a little off curve if you want to get that ping. Starting out here, 3 into base with Ezra. Thinking about that top card, this is the double flip turn, of course. So Quinlan playing a little faster than Han. Han is going to have to Han power and then deploy, whereas Quinlan can just deploy. So we are going to see the Han power here. We know we are going to see the deploy. Let's see that Plo Koon come into play here as Quinlan takes out the Ezra. Modded cohort into Quinlan to take him out, playing the control-y game here. Now that he doesn't have Coordinate online, he's just going to take the Plo with the modded. Maybe it would have been better for... Interesting plays here. Yeah, maybe it would have been better for Tom to go base there with Quinlin just to ensure it. Now, of course, hindsight is 2020. It's hard to know that he would have had the modded in his hand. Modded Cohort, of course, one of Han Green's favorite cards to play. It's just such a great card. The 4 damage ambush guaranteed. It's very, very strong. Yeah, unfortunate there. Tom did have the Plo Koon lined up to take out Han unit. That was perfect there. But putting damage on Quinlin allowed it to get into modded cohort range. Turning off Coordinate. Doing the pillage here to discard Han's entire hand. Getting a Bright Hope and an Ezra Bridger. But Han is just going to push in damage, and we are going to see if we have some smuggle action this turn. Quinlin does have 2 resources up for that Sabine unit. Are we going to see a tech from Smuggle? Yes, we will. We will see a tech. Unless we are seeing a Greedo, we won't see any more units, but we are going to get a claim. Looks like Tom values taking out the tech over the damage from the red 3. Which is definitely not a bad play, considering he just pillaged and he wants to limit his cards. And of course, tech gives you so many options in the mid and late game. So we're going to see a second Plo Koon here to take out Han Leader and ping tech. Interesting. But we are going to see the tech smuggle U-Wing here. The tech smuggle U-Wing. Yeah, so I may have taken out tech first there. I know Han is scary. And of course, Tom was getting a little bit high in base damage there. So that might have been the reasoning there. This tech smuggle U-Wing, though, is just crazy. For the Luke Skywalker, he does get the -6/-6, so he can go cross arena and take out that red 3, which may be what I do. Because Plo Koon does have 4 damage. Yep, take out the red 3. Plo Koon does have 4 damage. So tech is an easy pick to take out that Plo Koon. Now with Luke Skywalker on the board, this is an uphill battle. 7 HP is difficult for the Quinlan decks to deal with at 7 cost. I don't know what all of top end that Tom plays, but we'll have to see if he can answer this Luke Skywalker unit, because otherwise, sitting at 15 damage with the Han player only at 3, this match is slipping away. We do have a Fleet Lieutenant and another pillage. We're going to see the resource on the pillage and the Spark of Rebellion as well in Quinlan's hand. We have a Kira as well, but no hard answer. No hard answer to the Luke Skywalker here. Oh, we do have a Hot Shot Blaster, though. The Hot Shot Blaster on... Oh, that's right. He needs a unit. He needs a unit there. So, gonna answer the tech. Gonna answer the tech, and Sabine unit survives, so that's good. But that Luke Skywalker, though, Tom is so high in base damage. He does have Plo Koon online now, and unfortunate that he kind of showed that he has the Hot Shot Blaster now. So Logan can play into that. Probably just going to go base here. Yep, just go base, push the issue, get him all the way up to 21, only 4 damage away. We are 2 Falcon swings or a Falcon Surprise Strike away from victory, from Logan's second consecutive Showdown victory, discarding the U-Wing reinforcement, having no hand. This is the point where you want to get Han 2, not having a tech, not having a hand. Can Quinlan pull out this game? He will be able to answer the Luke Skywalker. But with only 4 HP left, This is going to be tight. So we are going to see the Hotshot Blaster into Luke Skywalker for 8 damage with Coordinate. Definitely don't forget that Smuggle. He forgot the Smuggle, I think. Yes. Did he? Pretty sure he did. Maybe not. All right, going into the... We are well into the late game now. Seeing late game plays coming out from both sides of this finals match. We are going to see a naturally played DJ here. The fear has overtaken Tom. The fear of the DJ. Just simply seeing DJ, it's so scary. But of course, I mean, we're seeing here, right? Like, he has the third Plo Koon in hand. Even if Han smuggled DJ, he would have been immediately answered, which is likely why Logan did not do that. It was more of a bait. Just say, hey, here's this DJ, here's this unit. You're going to have to answer literally every unit that I play. And so we are just going to have to see if Logan's card advantage can keep up in this race. He is at 0 damage to start, but that 3 damage from Sabine unit will start flipping this game over. It's really going to come down to what Logan draws at this point. If he ends up dropping some big units, especially if he would find a home 1, I think he could easily swing this game. I say swing, he has him to 21. I really mean seal out this game. But he just needs to find that big endgame unit. I think we're going to see, we're going to see the smuggled DJ here for 9. Han Power has not been activated, but we will have to see. The reasoning there, again, I think it just comes down to he just wants to force Tom to answer his units and just trying to break through this ground onslaught that Tom is doing right now. So I don't know what Logan has in the rest of his hand, but I'm sure that it wasn't good enough, that it was more beneficial for him to just do the 9 for DJ there. I didn't see any other smuggle units in his resource line, so likely he didn't have anything else from smuggle, and potentially the cards that he drew weren't good enough for him to, say, flood the board, and then the smuggled DJ was really his only shot there. But going to see a 9 damage push now. Quinlin fully taking over and fully taking advantage of Han's lack of hand and Han's poor draws. Yeah, exactly. Spark of Rebellion, double resupply there. Not finding what he needed to get that last 4 damage there. Game 2 going to Quinlin. So we got ourselves a nail-biter of a game. This is a seriously close match, and you could see, like I said, after game 1, these decks are really mirrored. They're both playing, they're both mid-range. Quinlin, of course, built more low-to-the-ground aggressive. Han has much more late game and ramp. But can be very aggressive in itself, and likewise, Quinlin can be very controlly in certain situations, as we saw there with the pillages and the force throw in game 1. So going into game 3, that is what you want to do with Han, right? What we saw there, the mid-game pillage to take out the hand, limit the options, take out tech, and really limit those options. I think Tom is tasting victory. Getting so close to victory here. Logan attempting to seal out his 5th Showdown victory going into game 3. both games so far, Tom has not had a turn 1 play. Let's see if we can break that mold here now. Come on, Tom. Play a turn 1. There it is. There it is. All right. That's what we need. We need turn 1 plays over here. Gonna see the Echo Base Defender shutting down the Fleet Lieutenant play. However, Tom could do a Wing Leader play if he wanted to be a little risky here. It is a risky play against yellow. But as it is infamous in the local scene, we all know that Logan does not run Waylay. So maybe not as risky as you might be thinking. But gonna see the Hotshot Blaster with the Echo Base Defender. Hotshot Blaster there. Crazy plays. Trading 2 cards for the buffed Sabine unit. Quinlin now has a free of charge Wing Leader on the field, potentially trading into a Falcon with Tarkintown. So I did see that Logan has a resupply in his hand and a modded cohort. Surely we will be seeing the resupply into deploy this turn to heavily push some damage. And then, of course, Logan would then have 3 available resources for a potential other 3-drop play. We will have to see what comes out here. But yep, gonna see the resupply. It looks like he has a Falcon in hand. So it looks like we are going to see the flip into deploy into Falcon. Yep, we are surely going to see this now. Getting out Han a full 2 turns early with that resupply, showing how strong resupply is. Discarding a card. Wow, Han and Logan burning every card from his hand with this play. Risky here. This is risky because he knows that Tarkintown, where's the Tarkintown? Tom must have claimed already and unable to Tarkintown. Maybe Tarkintown first action on that Falcon, but I'm sure Logan's actually going to probably bounce this Falcon now. Yep. Is he going to bounce? He's got to bounce it, right? To save from the Tarkintown? No, he wants the Han unit. It's his only play. Okay. Yep, going to see the Tarkintown. Not ideal. Han would have much preferred to bounce the Falcon there, but I think Han's only play was that Han unit in hand. So he had to kind of, despite, the discard Spark of Rebellion, huge plays here over on Tom's side. Gonna see the Quinlin flip. Can we answer the tech is the question. I think, does he have red 3? If he has a red 3, he can answer the tech, which is ideal. Now that Logan has no hand, he does not want to leave that tech on the field. We are going to see the smuggled hotshot onto Han just to prevent Quinlin easily trading into Han. I don't know. He had the red 3. He could have easily played red 3 ping, and then Quinlin goes into tech. I guess he wanted to take out the Han, but once Han blows his first big load and gets that 7 drop, once he gets up to 7 natural resources, which I think he is on now, yes, because we're going to see the U-Wing without Han, and this is kind of what I'm saying, like, Han leader has less value when you're not jumping from 5 to 7 or 6 to 7. After you do the 5 to 7 or 6 to 7 jump, Han leader has less value. He still helps. 4 damage, all that good stuff. Now we would still see the U-Wing here. Like, tech is not doing anything right now. But I would just be afraid of this U-Wing and then still having that tech on the field. But we're going to see the Bright Hope to stop the space onslaught, and then Sundari Peacekeeper to gain some tempo on the board. Quinlin going into base, and yeah, I guess really that's what it comes down to, because Quinlin has 6 damage on him right now. And yeah, easily trading the tech in there, getting rid of the Quinlin. So yeah, I guess it was a little scary to leave up the Han leader with the Hotshot Blaster, which is probably what, but if you think about it, that's what Logan wanted. That's the reason Logan did that Hotshot Blaster play, because he really wanted Quinlin to attack the Han. That was why he did that. But we are going to see the first value out of tech here, a 4-costed Spark of Rebellion from Smuggle. Getting rid of the Surprise Strike, not allowing for the Space Onslaught to continue. Good on Tom here, choosing to go in with the Red 3. Of course, Red 3 the prime target, and also getting an extra damage there. We are seeing another smuggled Hotshot Blaster for that Sundari Peacekeeper into base. That Sundari Peacekeeper is just a monster right now. 3/5 raid 3, restore 2. Crazy. So we are going to see the Fleet Lieutenant here for 6 damage into the base. And hopefully we are also going to get that ping. Tom, where's the Quinlin ping, my friend? Quinlin ping. Of course, not doing crazy work right now, but could potentially get tech within ping threshold, or start to chip away at that Sundari Peacekeeper. We are in a full-on damage race right now, with Quinlin going full space and Han having a monster Sundari Peacekeeper in the ground arena. This is a base damage race. It's going to be a close one. Quinlin claiming initiative and leaving up some damage, likely trying to answer the Sundari Peacekeeper. The margins for this base race are very tight, and Sundari is a 5 damage swing. With how tight this damage race is, Quinlin surely wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to have either tech or Sundari. Looks like he's going to go into the tech. I wonder what's in his hand. He did miss that ping last time. He could have potentially just pinged it to take it out, but I can't see what's in his hand right now. Looks like Logan does have another U-Wing in hand, but we're going to see the Luke Skywalker for 9, surely to answer that Red 3. Yup, answer the Red 3, reduce the damage. Reduce the damage. And push in here. Slugging it out on both ends of the spectrum here. Damage coming in from every which way. Space, ground. The problem that Tom is going to have now is that 3 restore on the Luke Skywalker unit. And the 2 restore on the Sundari Peacekeeper. It's starting to be a level of restore that's insurmountable by an aggro deck, but we are going to see the smuggled Cassian here. If Quinlin still did have, and maybe missing the ping, likewise again here. The 3 damage could have, the 1 damage ping could have gone on that Sundari. This could have been the answer to Sundari right here if he had pinged it last round. And then pinged it here with the Cassian. Yeah, it's unfortunate because you want to go base, but with 5 restore on the field, it's tough. Yes, and the Sundari Peacekeeper does only have 3 attack on as the defender. So he could save his Cassian here and just go into Sundari Peacekeeper. Is unfortunate. He would have actually had a decent swing here if he had remembered the pings and been able to take out Sundari here. And I know, of course, everyone always kind of mentions in the comments misplays that are made. What needs to be understood about competitive gaming, and especially competitive Star Wars Unlimited. Star Wars Unlimited is an incredibly taxing game in terms of mental fatigue that it puts on you. The action, the back and forth actions, and the strategic nature of this game puts a large strain and stress on your thinking. And it is super easy to miss triggers like this. We are late in the day. This is the 7th round of play that we have. This is an intense day, and it's very easy to misplay. But it looks like, yep, just sequencing there, getting the Sundari in, getting the Luke Skywalker in with the restore, the ultimate damage. Han able to push in enough damage to end the game against the 25 HP Quinlan base. But great on both players. Logan, again, this is the 5th store showdown that he has taken down in our local area. Will he be back next season to defend his titles? We shall see. And congratulations, Tom, for making it this far. I think this is the highest he's made any competitive tournament. Getting second place in a store showdown is no small feat. So congratulations to both players. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe for all the best gaming, guides, content, and commentary. And as always, turn your dial to Random Number Gaming.